Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering something impossible. Earth has suddenly stopped spinning. For billions of years, our planet has been rotating continuously, carrying every ocean, every city, every airplane, and every human being with it. But what would happen if that rotation suddenly stopped? The first few seconds would be terrifying. Earth itself might stop, but everything on its surface would still have momentum. The atmosphere would continue rushing forward at incredible speed. Powerful winds would sweep across continents, throwing debris, vehicles, trees, and anything not firmly attached to the ground. Modern cities could be hit by winds far more powerful than the strongest hurricanes. Windows would shatter, buildings would shake, and entire streets could become filled with flying debris. And the oceans would become even more dangerous. Water would continue moving across the planet, creating enormous waves. Coastal regions could face catastrophic tsunamis, with walls of water rushing towards cities, ports, highways, and communities. Bridges could be overwhelmed, roads could disappear beneath the water, and coastlines could be completely transformed. From space, Earth would look almost normal at first. The blue planet would still be there, surrounded by its atmosphere. But something would be terribly wrong. The solid Earth would no longer rotate while the atmosphere and oceans continued moving around it. Weather systems would become increasingly unstable, and the climate would begin changing on a planetary scale. But the most terrifying part comes next. What if Earth never started spinning again? One side of the planet would remain facing the sun, while the opposite side would remain trapped in darkness. The permanent day side would receive sunlight continuously. Temperatures would rise dramatically. Water would evaporate from exposed regions, vegetation would struggle to survive, and huge areas could eventually become extremely dry and dangerous. Now look at the opposite side. Without sunlight, temperatures would fall. Water would freeze, snow and ice would spread across enormous regions, and many environments would become almost impossible for humans to survive in. Between these two extremes could exist a narrow transition zone where day slowly meets night. This region might have temperatures more suitable for life, but even there, powerful winds and extreme weather could make survival incredibly difficult. Humanity would have to adapt quickly. Scientists would race to understand the new planet while governments struggled to protect food supplies, water systems, electricity, communication networks, and transportation. Satellites could become less useful, power grids could fail, and entire regions could become isolated. People might be forced into underground shelters where temperature, air, water, and food could be controlled. Civilization would no longer depend on the comfortable surface world we know today. It would depend on carefully protected habitats. And there is another terrifying consequence. Earth's rotation helps create the conditions behind our familiar day and night cycle. Remove that rotation, and the world's environment changes completely. The oceans, atmosphere, weather patterns, and ecosystems would all have to adjust to a new planetary reality. Forests could disappear in some regions while ice expands across others. Animals would face enormous pressure to adapt or migrate. Agriculture would become one of humanity's biggest challenges because crops depend on sunlight, temperature, water, and predictable seasons. Food could become more valuable than money. Clean water could become more valuable than almost anything else. But here is the shocking part. Earth does not actually need to stop forever to create a disaster. A sudden change in rotation would already be catastrophic. The faster the change happened, the more violent the consequences would be. Thankfully, Earth's rotation is extremely stable, and there is no realistic natural event expected to suddenly stop our planet like this. So this is a thought experiment, not a prediction. But if it somehow happened, humanity would face one of the greatest survival challenges imaginable. The question would not simply be, can humans survive? The real question would be, can civilization survive on a completely different Earth? Because once our planet stopped turning, the world we knew would be gone. Humanity would have only one choice: adapt to the new Earth or disappear with the old one. And somewhere in the darkness of space, Earth would continue silently carrying the scars of that impossible event. This is Zero Acor.